I received a 4-year full tuition scholarship to Northwestern University. And here's how. Welcome back, everyone. And for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Ramsey and I am a first-year student at Northwestern University. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Posse, which is the organization that gave me the 4-year full tuition scholarship to Northwestern. And I'm also going to be talking about the application process to apply to become a Posse Scholar. So the Posse Foundation is this foundation that gives merit-based leadership full tuition scholarships to their partner institutions. But Posse does more than just give scholarships. So later down in the video, I'm going to be talking about the benefits that Posse gives besides the money. So just tune in and I'll get to those later on. So there are different branches of the Posse organization across the country. There's a branch in LA, a branch in Chicago, and a lot more branches throughout the US. And so each branch has its own 10 partner institutions. And so I applied through the LA branch to one of their partner institutions, which was Northwestern. I know LA has partner institutions with Northwestern, UC Berkeley, there's Bucknell, Pepperdine, Kalamazoo, Hobart, and William Smith colleges, and 4 more. A group of 10 students are chosen to become what is called a posse for a specific partner institution. So each partner institution gets a group of 10, and that group of 10 is called a posse. So every year for each branch, there's 100 students who are selected to become Posse Scholars. Since there are 10 institutions, each institution gets one group of 10, and they become the posse for that institution. I'm part of the Northwestern Posse 7. So to get the scholarship, you have to go through a 3-month interview process. The first round of interviews was 3 hours long with 100 other applicants. And if you make it to the next round, you progress to the second round of interviews. And this second round of interviews is just a 30-minute one-on-one interview with a Posse staff. If you make it to the third round, it's a 3 to 4 hour group interview with admission officers who are flown out to come and interview you in that group dynamic. So in my case, we had a handful of admissions officers and faculty from Northwestern fly out to Los Angeles and interview us in that group interview. And then after that third interview, they select 10 students out of that pool of 25 who were in that group interview to become a posse. And thankfully, I was one of those 10 and became a Posse Scholar. But of course, before that third interview though, you have to submit your common application through Posse, and they pay for it, so you save yourself 65 bucks. Then after getting the scholarship, we had an 8-month leadership training program where we learned how to become leaders on campus, as well as the social issues pertaining to Northwestern. And also a big goal of the leadership training was to get tight with our posse, because we were gonna spend the next 4 years with each other. Along with the 8-month leadership training program, we also went on a summer retreat together where the posse and I spent a few days with each other. We did a bunch of trust exercises and team building activities. For example, we had to walk across a tightrope with another posse member, and this rope was around 20 feet in the air, and the whole point was that we had to work together to get across the tightrope and not fall. And so there was like activities like that, along with other team building activities. And during that retreat was when we really started to get to know each other on a more personal level. And also, that whole entire retreat was paid from Posse. So it just comes to show that they really wanted us to form a really strong foundation with one another so that when we did go to campus, it would be a smooth transition because we had each other. Since there was a Northwestern Posse chosen every year, before we got onto campus, there were already some Northwestern Posse students there. So, for example, there's Posse 6, which were the sophomores, Posse 5, which were the juniors, and Posse 4, which are the seniors, and then we were Posse 7, the freshmen. And we have a few meetings throughout the year where we have all the posses come together and meet up, as well as a retreat in Wisconsin every year during spring quarter, which is also paid by Posse. But the point I'm trying to get across with having posses already there ahead of us was that when we got onto campus, there was already that posse community waiting to welcome us in. And these posses above me introduced me to a bunch of new opportunities on campus, and they just gave a bunch of guidance when navigating Northwestern. Another benefit of Posse is that they have a lot of partner companies. Companies like JP Morgan, Deloitte, Facebook, Paramount Pictures, and Walt Disney. And so as a Posse Scholar, we have something called the Posse Portal. And it's a platform where these partner companies post job and internship postings. specifically for Posse scholars and alumni. And all we have to do is apply to it through the Posse portal. So yeah, Posse is very helpful when it comes to career advancement. So the point I'm trying to get across is that there is a huge network of connections and a supportive community within the Posse organization that aims to help Posse scholars not only in college, but beyond. Another great thing about Posse is that they're not like every other scholarship organization that just gives you the money and basically tells you to go deal with college on your own. They're more than just the money. They really try to help nurture their students throughout the whole entire 4 years. And so on campus, every single week, my Posse and I have a Posse meeting, along with our Posse mentor. And once every 2 weeks, we have a one-on-one meeting with our Posse mentor. And our Posse mentor is usually a faculty member at Northwestern. And the great thing about that is that that's kind of our key to a lot of resources on campus. If we're having a difficulty or a problem, or we just want to learn more about some resources, we could just hit up our Posse mentor and he'll connect us to different people and different faculty and departments on campus to help us navigate Northwestern. And also another benefit is that before orientation as freshmen, Posse holds a Posse orientation for the incoming Posse class. And so before anyone really gets on campus, Posse spends around 3 days touring the campus, touring Chicago, touring Evanston, which is the city that Northwestern is located in, to help us adjust and get situated to campus before orientation begins. And another cool thing is that we also get the privilege of having dinner with the vice president of Northwestern, along with other faculty from Northwestern like the dean. And the point of this dinner is so that we can get to know the faculty and they can get to know us on a more personal level. So like I said, Posse really does hook it up with the connections and the opportunities. I really recommend that you apply to Posse if you can. It is completely worth it. And even if you don't get the scholarship, the process of applying to Posse and interviewing in all those interviews will help you when it comes to applying to college and when it comes to college interviews, because you applied to Posse via Common App along with a few other applications. So you basically have your essays ready for college applications. And they also have this great side program where if you make it to the 3rd round interview and you don't get the scholarship, they will send your common application to all their partner institutions so that even if you don't get the Posse scholarship, you can still get accepted into one of their partner institutions. So point is, applying to Posse will not hurt you, it will only benefit you. So might as well give it a shot. You never know what might happen. Funny story, I don't really know if it's funny or not, but I remember my friend and I were in the parking lot waiting for our 1st round interview for Posse. And she and I were debating on whether we should just dip and leave and just get Chick-fil-A instead of applying, because we thought that 1, we weren't gonna get it because the odds were low, and 2, none of us were in the mood to do a 3-hour interview. So yeah, we were really debating on just leaving, but thankfully we didn't, because I ended up getting the scholarship. So I hope that just comes to show that there is a chance. Don't psych yourself out before the opportunity has even come. Just if you have the opportunity, I really recommend you apply. The Posse love is strong and it does wonders. So I'll leave it at that. If you guys have any questions, leave it down below. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.